Hello, this is Dr. Wells with Wells Medicine, and I wanted to talk a little bit about neuroplasticity. So we talk about neuroplasticity with ketamine, with TMS. One, because ketamine and TMS cause neuroplasticity, and two, because a lot of what we're hoping to achieve using ketamine and TMS are the benefits of neuroplasticity. So what it means to be plastic in a biochemical sense is to be malleable or to be able to be shaped or formed. And so neurological brain plasticity means that you're able to bend or mold or shape the brain and kind of is the opposite of the can't teach an old dog new tricks. So as we get older, ideas and habits and behaviors get very stuck, very ingrained, very solidified. And so the more that you can achieve neuroplasticity, that means the more that you can adopt new habits, new behaviors, new changes. You can get unstuck from old patterns that maybe aren't serving you, or old thoughts that aren't helpful or are keeping you kind of stuck in patterns that you don't like. Some people refer to these things as rumination loops or fight or flight loops, but those looping thought patterns can be really difficult to break, and sometimes can even be really difficult to notice because we live through our thoughts in the same way that we live through dark colored lenses. If you don't even know that you have lenses on, you might not be aware that you can take those glasses off. So, the more that we can be aware of our thoughts as through a lens, and then be able to break those habits. And similar to the idea that, nail biting is a habit, hair twirling is a habit, lots of people have fidgety habits of some kind, or a cussing habit. All of these habits are not required behaviors. They're things that we can, with conscious effort, change and break the habit, but it's difficult. And the more we practice those habits, the more those habits really get built in and just seem to be a part of us instead of something that is a conscious choice, or could be made a choice through effort. But when you add ketamine or you add TMS, you're really increasing the neuroplasticity and allowing things to be fluid again. And during that fluid period, which is about 72 hours for both TMS and ketamine, through concerted conscious effort, either with a therapist or journaling or meditation, integration of the things that we want to change, people are able to make those changes much more easily while things are in that fluid state, in that neuroplastic state, than they are before ketamine or TMS treatment. One of the reasons that neuroplasticity increases is because both ketamine and TMS increase a substance in the brain called BDNF. BDNF is brain-derived, meaning it comes from the brain. Brain-derived neurotrophic, which means neuron, neurotrophic growth, neurotrophic growth factor. And so BDNF is brain-derived neurotrophic growth factor, and it causes the stimulation of growth of neurons in the brain and the maturation, which means growing up, and stabilization of those neural connections. So when you have low levels of BDNF, you can have Alzheimer's, you can have memory loss, you can have depression and anxiety. When you have high and stable levels of BDNF, often you'll see good mood, neuroplasticity, ability to handle challenges, resilience. And there are lots of things that we do to increase BDNF, TMS and ketamine only being two of those. But there are lots of things on a daily basis that we do to increase neuroplasticity as well. So exercise can increase neuroplasticity, a diet high in antioxidants and low in processed foods and Refined sugars can increase BDNF. Spending time with friends and loved ones and sexual intercourse can increase BDNF. Good sleep increases BDNF. Sunlight, sunshine, being outdoors, and things like replacement of or increasing the levels of testosterone and estrogen, and sometimes as well, things that are very pleasurable, like a massage or a hot shower, a warm, cozy cup of coffee. Those things can all also increase BDNF. So ketamine and TMS are not alone in increasing BDNF, and we try to encourage at Wells Medicine a lot of the other things as well, bringing those in to increase the neuroplasticity. And then once you have neuroplasticity, it's about deciding what you would like to leave behind and what you would like to change and bring in and add more, and reinforcing those habits and behaviors during that 72-hour sort of window of vulnerability, window of plasticity that you're able to get. And sometimes it's helpful to have a therapist or friends and family to help work with you on what you should add, what you should get rid of, and what changes you'd like to make to behavioral or thought patterns during that window. But that's why we talk so much about neuroplasticity and BDNF with ketamine and TMS. And I hope you can find some of those activities to do today.